Hey everyone, so for today's video, I teamed up with Smashbox and I used a couple of their new cover shot eye palettes just to create this really nice glam and flirty makeup tutorial. I feel like this makeup look would be perfect for New Year's Eve if you want something a little bit more subtle than some of the other looks I've done in the past, which are very, very intense and glittery. It's a lot more wearable, but still super glam. I am stoked with these palettes. I really, really like the formula and I love how they are so sleek. They're perfect for travel. I actually took them to Amsterdam and Italy with me recently, and there are just so many different color combinations. There is definitely something for everybody. So each one of these palettes goes for $29 US, and I'm using two in this tutorial today. I'm using the matte one and the metallics one, and here's a few swatches. They're so pigmented and they're really blendable and easy to build up as well. I really like the formula a lot, and yeah, this is the makeup look I created. So if you want to learn how to do it, then just stay tuned. So first of all, I am prepping my skin because it felt quite dry. I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Primer, just dotting that all over and blending it in with my fingers. And then moving straight onto my eye makeup, I'm using my Photo Finish Smashbox Lid Primer, which as you can see, I'm almost out of it. I've used almost all of it up. It's one of my favorite products for priming my eyelids. So I'm using that all over, and then I am going to grab out my two cover shot eye palettes that I'm going to be using today. So here's a little close up of the colors. The top one is the metallic, the bottom one is the matte. Here's what the mattes look like. I'm going to start with a round eye brush and that yellowish base color. As you can see in the palettes, the base colors are a little bit bigger because you obviously go through those so much faster than the colors. And then I'm taking a firm blender brush with the light brown and just starting to buff that into the crease to give my eyes a little bit more dimension. Once I have done that, I am going to go back into that same matte palette with the slightly darker brown and put that in the crease as well. And I'm also putting a little bit on my outer V and just buffing it out until it's really well blended. And I'm also taking it quite far in to my inner corner area of my crease, so it's quite dramatic. I wanted it to be quite bold but still, you know, kind of natural colors, if that makes sense, so it didn't look too heavy and crazy. I really love how this entire look came out. But anyway, moving on, I'm taking an eyeshadow brush with my metallic palette in that kind of pink metallic color, and I'm applying that all over the eyelid. I love this color. It's actually very natural on my skin tone, but because of that super shimmery kind of metallic finish, it just sets off the look and looks so beautiful and glamorous. Back in with the mattes, I'm taking the darker brown and applying more of that on my outer V and through the crease as well, just slowly building up the colors just so that it looks really blended and flawless. Once we have the desired intensity, I'm going to go back in with that slightly lighter brown and kind of buff out the top edges. Don't worry if it's still looking a tiny bit harsh because we're going to blend it all at the end as well. And then moving on, taking a pencil brush, and I'm taking it that black color. I'm only using a tiny bit at first because it's really pigmented. I didn't want to mess it up. I'm just putting that on my outer V, and I did like 2 or 3 layers of this in the end just to build up the color because I was too scared to go all in with just like a whole bunch of color. Do you know what I mean? I am really bad with black eyeshadows. I always have to build it up, so that's what I'm doing there. And then I'm going back in with that firm blender brush and just starting to buff that out as well, and I'm kind of putting it into my crease as well on the very outer V. As I said before, we would blend out the edges, so that's what I'm doing here with that first round eye brush that I used for the base color. And then I'm going back in with a pencil brush and that pink color and putting that on my inner corner, and then going into my matte palette and blending those two base colors together for a brow bone highlight, and just using an eyeshadow brush for that. Now I wanted to do some winged eyeliner. I'm using Swerve by Colourpop and a winged liner brush by XOBEAUTY. It's not out just yet, but it will be soon. And just filling in that wing. This one turned into a disaster zone, but I will fix it soon. I'll show you how I did it. The other eye turned out a lot better. Like, why does this always happen? Why can't eyeliner just be flawless every time? No, you've always got to stuff up one eye, at least one eye, if not both. So to clean up the ugly stepsister, I'm just using this makeup remover pen. You can also just use makeup remover on a cotton tip and just wiping it away. And then I'm also putting black eyeliner on my waterline, and then going in with my metallic palette again. I'm using that charcoal color just underneath my eye, quite thick, and then we'll clean it up a little bit with concealer soon. But first I thought I'd put on some more primer just because this stuff is so hydrating. It makes my skin feel so good. I just wanted to put more on. And then for my foundation, I'm using CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous, and just buffing that out all over my face with a flat top face brush by XOBEAUTY. Love this foundation. To cover my under eye circles and clean up my eye makeup, make my eye makeup a little bit sharper, I'm just using this LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer, and on that wonky eyeliner I'm just using it really close to sharpen it, as you can see, and then just blending that out. Next up, under my eyes, I'm taking this Pony Effect Marvelous palette. I can't read Korean, surprise surprise, even though I lived there for a year. I'm just using the yellow color and setting my under eye area with that, and then I'm taking the Maybelline Dream Matte powder and just setting the rest of my face with this one. So yeah, just setting my makeup down so it lasts all night long. And then to give my skin a little bit of a boost of color and dimension, I'm using this Galactic bronzer with the same brush. This is a Kabuki Brush by XOBEAUTY, and just putting that on my cheeks, jawbone. I put a little bit on my chest, forehead, nose area, chin, just anywhere I want to kind of bronze my skin and make me look a little bit more sun-kissed. And then back in with that palette from before, I'm using the contour color. This contour color is really good for pale skin. I actually took this traveling with me as well and used it every day, and it was really good on my paler skin because I didn't have any fake tan on. And then to highlight, I'm using my Maybelline bronze shimmery stuff with a fan brush. This is so beautiful. It's one of my favorite drugstore highlighters of all time. I've talked about it a bunch in my videos in the past, but I haven't used it in a while, so I wanted to bust it out again. And then back into that palette one more time. I'm using the tiniest amount of that blush just to complement the eye makeup, and then moving back onto my eye makeup. I'm doing my brows because no look is complete without the eyebrows. I'm just using this Chi brow pomade stuff and buffing it out with the back of my eyebrow groomer brush. Since I had a little bit of a New Year's look in mind, I wanted to do dramatic lashes, so I'm using two pairs. On the bottom, I'm using these ones, the Understated by XOBEAUTY, and they just make your lower lashes look so thick and defined, and I really think it complemented that dark lash line well. And then on the top, I'm using the Wild one, but first, of course, using some mascara, because, you know, you just need mascara on. It's just one of those things that you do, as you know. Anyway, these are the Wild ones. They're really flirty. They flare out sideways. They look amazing when you look down. They're just so amazing and flirty. They just complement this look so well. So yeah. And then on the lips, I'm just doing, again, lips to kind of complement the eye makeup, because the eye makeup is the most important part in this look. So I'm doing Nude. I'm using It Girl by Chi on my lips, and then a liquid lipstick by Jeffree Star in the shade Mannequin, and it looks really pretty, I think. And here is the completed look. Just really soft glam, but then it's kind of edgy with the lashes and liner and the dark lower lash line. It's the best of both worlds. I really love it. I think it's really wearable, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. I love these palettes. Definitely check them out. Shout out to Smashbox for collaborating with me on this video, and I'll talk to you guys again really soon. Bye!